Good morning, children.
Good morning, Auntie.
Are you prepared with some research work or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you told me, so I wrote it on the board, but this is for everybody because some children have told me that they did find out. You notice there was a little gap from 1414 to 1457, the Sayyid Dynasty comes and Lodi Dynasty. Okay, is there any child who found out what the gap was in the Khalji Dynasty? Okay, which two rulers from when to when were missing?
It was Shihab-ud-din Umar in 1316 who ruled for 1 year, and then Qutb-ud-din Mubarak from 1316 to 1320.
Okay, and after that 1320 who comes? Who comes to power in 1320? Okay?
In the book they said it is Ghiyas-ud-din Tughlaq.
So the change of dynasty from Khalji to Tughlaq. Alright, after that, after the Tughlaq dynasty, who comes? Who comes to power? Tughlaq dynasty comes to an end in which year? 1414. And who comes to power in 1414? Sayyid Dynasty. That is not very much mentioned. So the four rulers that are not mentioned are these. You can take it down in your copies, that one after the other, and they ruled for 43 years. In fact, there are very nice stories about it. That Timur Lang, when he comes, he leaves behind, he plunders India, he raids India, and for one complete year he is here till he is actually driven out, because he causes so much of disaster over here that he is chased out. And when he goes, he leaves behind Khizr Khan. Now Khizr Khan is one sweet person who is very docile, but he is also in awe of Timur Lane, who leaves him behind. So he doesn't take any title. See, he hasn't taken any title. He doesn't add. His son, when he comes to power, he takes the name of Shah. That's a title he has taken. That's not his name. He takes this title. Why? Because he is not loyal to Timur Lane. No. Who was the direct person affected by it was Khizr Khan. So he continues and he rules in the name, and so he doesn't take of Timur Lane, he doesn't take the title. But Mubarak Shah adds Shah to his name, later also add Shah in between. So you'll find these are the four sultans who come to rule and form the 43 years of Sayyid Dynasty. Till you have the last dynasty, which we talked about last time, but we didn't go in detail. The Lodi Dynasty, whereby Bahlul Lodi comes, and these are the years people ruled. Now, out of the three sultans, Sikandar Lodi is supposed to be the best. Why? Because he's the one who consolidated the kingdom, who brought in a sense of safety, security in the people. He was one ruler who was very careful about his subjects. Though he introduced the concept of ruling through Sharia law, but he was very good. He actually, let's say, looked after all subjects till his son comes. Ibrahim Lodi had a problem. Why? Because Ibrahim Lodi was very cruel. He couldn't make anybody his own. He didn't trust the nobles. He didn't trust anybody. In fact, it is said that during his time, his nobles were always on edge. Why? Because पता ही नहीं कब उसका दिमाग किस पे नाराज हो जाए and किसको वो humiliate कर दे. So the nobles were also very dissatisfied with his rule. In fact, this is the story that is said that one of the most powerful sultans, or let's say the nobles, who was ruling Punjab at that time, Daulat Khan. He was distantly related to Ibrahim Lodi also. He is the one who invited who? Babar. The next ruler, Babar, he invites. Alright, because we are not going into the Mughal rule right now, we end till here. I asked you to bring some little note on Lodi Dynasty. Who's got Lodi Dynasty? Okay.
Ibrahim Lodi was stubborn and intolerant. and he killed many nobles, and humiliated them.
Okay.
Which made many people angry, and thus leading to the
Leading it
the
to one of them inviting. All right. Anybody took out notes on Sayyid Dynasty? Adhika?
The Sayyid Dynasty, though brief, left its mark on Indian history. Khizr Khan's establishment of the dynasty, followed by the reigns of Mubarak Shah, Muhammad Shah and Jalal-ud-din Shah, encapsulates a period of political turmoil and regional instability. Their rule characterized by internal conflicts and external threats ultimately led to the end of the Shah era and the beginning of a new chapter with the ascent of the Lodi Dynasty.
Okay, beta, for 43 years you have to understand that there was no stable government in India at that time, because the Sayyid Dynasty tried to rule, but there was so much of unrest, and that was the time when the kingdoms that they had annexed or taken under their rule, they were all fighting to gain freedom. So all these 43 years are actually not given in your book in detail. Why? Because this was the time when all the consolidated part, that big kingdom, was crumbling. And all these rulers who were coming to rule were actually losing out parts of their own kingdom and letting it go. Why? Because they were not able to completely remove the infighting amongst them, who's going to be the next ruler, who's got more power, plus check the attacks that were being conducted on them. Done? Thank you, children.
And you are